Hello everybody, my name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we begin the day with a lot of rumors surrounding our head coach in Billy Donovan. And we're going to be discussing what these rumors are, what this could mean for the Chicago Bulls in the near future. We'll discuss all of this in the video. But before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and whether or not you see Billy Donovan being the future head coach of the Chicago Bulls for upcoming seasons to come. Now, when I ask that question, I have to ask whether or not you think, not whether or not you believe it should happen. Because at the end of the day, I think 99% of Bulls fans at the moment do believe that Billy Donovan should not be the head coach of the Chicago Bulls. But believing it and thinking it will happen are two different things. So that's something we've got to take a really deeper dive into, and it's something I will be answering towards the end of the video. But we need to read what's currently happening with Billy Donovan and what the rumors are circulating around Billy Donovan. So, according to a lot of sources at the moment, it looks like Billy Donovan is a serious name and candidate to monitor for the Kentucky head coaching position. If you guys are unaware, I believe the recent head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats, a college team, I think he retired or he's leaving, and there's a vacancy there. And therefore, Billy Donovan is considered a serious threat or a serious person to consider for the head coaching position. Billy Donovan started his coaching career with the Kentucky Wildcats as an assistant from 1989 to 1994. And it also says with Chicago approaching another roster reset, Billy Donovan could be tempted to jump back into college with current NIL landscape. I don't necessarily know what NIL means, but I'm going to take this guy's word for it and a lot of other people's word from it from around the NBA space. So, key words we've got to take away from that situation. Serious candidate. That's the first one I want to take into consideration, because that doesn't necessarily tell me these are just all smokes and screens and mirrors. It does show there is something there, at least, for that situation. Now, again, it's all speculation. We don't necessarily know Billy Donovan's take on this. We don't necessarily know the Chicago Bulls' take on this. All we know is based on the rumors that we are hearing right now. But rumors of a serious, monitoring of the situation and the fact that Billy Donovan could be lured away from the Chicago Bulls to go and be the head coach of Kentucky, return to college where he has thrived in the past and developing players, that could be a situation that is appealing to him. The way that I see it, right, and I've said this for a while, Billy Donovan, in my opinion, does work well with college players, does work well with younger players, in my opinion. But in the NBA, it always looks like he wants to go for a team that is going to be winning. And at the moment, he is a head coach of a team that is not winning. It might be focused on winning. Great. That's fantastic. I love that we're focused on winning. But we're not winning. That's the problem, right? We're not winning games. We're not coming close to championships. We're barely cracking play-in tournament positions. That's where the Chicago Bulls are over the last 2 seasons. So can he potentially be lured away? Yes. He was lured away from the OKC coaching position. There was a mutual agreement in which they parted ways because OKC wanted to go on that rebuild. Maybe the Bulls do go down that path of another roster reset. But one thing I have to say is there's a lot of things that have to go right in order for this to happen for the Chicago Bulls. That's where I kind of draw the line here. I'm sure there is serious monitoring of the situation for the Kentucky, Wildcats and for Billy Donovan. I'm sure they're all monitoring the same situation, right? But for the Bulls, there has to be certain things that change in order for this to be a realistic possibility. Number one, we do need to go down the roster reset path. And can you trust the Bulls to do that? They didn't do it this season. They didn't do it last season. We've been asking for change for a while now with this Bulls team, and yet we haven't really seen much of it. So what makes you believe that the Bulls are all of a sudden this season going to pull the trigger on some change? Look, it seems like the logical thing to do, and I'm hoping logic prevails in this type of situation, but there's no guarantee that the Bulls go down the roster reset. Therefore, Billy Donovan might not feel lured away if he's going to keep the team the same and maybe try to go and win again next season. Try, at least. Doesn't mean we'll succeed, but we can at least try. Number 2, what's going to be the situation with Billy Donovan's secret extension? Surprisingly enough, I don't think it's been announced yet. We've had this extension situation for over 1.5 years now, and there's not been any announcement of it. So what's going to come to that? Is it going to be mutual and parting ways? Do we have to pay Billy Donovan his contract to let him go and do the head coaching job for Kentucky? Or, you know, is he going to leave money on the table? What's the situation there? Look, there are a lot of people that do not necessarily care about money and will focus on just being happy, being in a situation that's more comfortable. And maybe Billy Donovan is one of those guys. But very, very, very rarely do you see players, coaches, and anybody related to business leave money on the table without it getting paid in some way, form, or fashion. You know? It's as simple as that. So what's going to happen with the Chicago Bulls and this secret extension? Are we never going to announce it? Are we going to mutually part ways? Are we going to pay Billy Donovan his contract, you know, over a significant period of time? Or are we just going to, is he going to leave money on the table and just say, I don't want to be here anymore, and off he goes? So that's another thing we've got to worry about as well. And obviously you do have to worry about, there's a difference between NBA and college. Billy Donovan was a very good college head coach, from my understanding. He's won Coach of the Year at the NBA. He definitely has a decorative career in terms of statistics, in terms of, you know, awards. He hasn't won a championship, which is the most important one, but he has won Coach of the Year. He's been a fantastic college coach. He's developed some really good NBA players. And he's developed college players into really good NBA players. He's done all those things before as an assistant and stuff of that nature. So you just have to really understand, what does Billy Donovan wants from this situation. If he wants the NBA job, well, there's one right there for the Bulls. I don't see the Bulls firing him. I don't see a reason to give him that secret extension, then fire him the season after we gave it to him. I don't see the purpose in that. As much as we would like it to happen, I don't see the purpose in that. But Billy Donovan might want to go. And that's a completely different situation, ladies and gentlemen. So you got to keep your eyes and ears out for everything. Hopefully we will know more. And I guess another key thing to possibly consider is he's not the odds-on favorite to get that job. He is somewhere in the middle, you know. They're considering him. A lot of people are really putting a lot of momentum into the story. But if you look at the actual odds of who's going to get it, he's not close to the odds. He's about in between. He's in the maybe section, I guess you could say. Maybe he could take the job, but will he take the job? I guess we just don't know. But if the Bulls do go down that rebuild, there might be a desire for Billy Donovan to leave. You know, it might be a desire to go and do something different. He's been here for 3 years now, I believe. Maybe even 3.5 years now, I believe. And that's all fine and good. That's great and stuff of that nature. But maybe that's enough for him. Maybe he just doesn't want to be around this team, around this organization for any longer than he needs to be. Maybe he kind of understands that the fans are turning on him in many ways. Not to the point where it was Jim Boylan or to the point where it was even Fred Hoiberg. I still think there's an element of respect for Billy Donovan for his accomplishments he does have. But the fans are turning on him in the sense that he's probably not the right head coach for the Bulls, and I think a lot of us can see that. So if a lot of us can see that, does Billy Donovan might see that as well? So there's a lot of questions, still not a whole lot of answers. Rumors circulating left, right, and center, but we need to wait and see until these rumors turn into concrete facts. And that's when we could really start to ask the question about Billy Donovan leaving the Bulls. So if you're going to ask me right now, you know, with all these rumors coming out, do I see Billy Donovan taking this Kentucky job? My answer would be no. Because, logically speaking, he's on a long-term contract for the Chicago Bulls. It looks like he has a lot of responsibility in this Bulls team. He helps contribute, picking the team and, you know, trying to get acquisitions in. He helps in the free agency department as well. He has a lot of leniency. The Bulls organization, whether we like it or not, trust him. And I don't see him getting fired next season. So I think logically, you know, if it was me in that position, I wouldn't be taking a college job at the moment. But I'm not Billy Donovan. I don't know what his feelings and wants are. And maybe he does want that something different. And maybe the Bulls will respect him enough to give him that something different. We'll have to wait and see. But thank you for watching. Drop a like and a follow and or subscribe if you are new. What are your thoughts on the Billy Donovan rumors and speculation at this point in time? And I will see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.